Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Move podcast, brought to you each and every time by OURA Ring. Totally committed to empowering people to take control of their personal health and daily routines by providing just tons of knowledge and all kinds of data. Heart rate variability, core temp, which was essential for so many folks in the COVID era, sleep cycles, latency. It's all right there on a non-invasive ring, right on your finger. Head on over to OURA Ring, OURA ring.com. Well, we decided to mix it up a little bit today. We're talking about stage 21, but we're actually watching stage 21. We've got, just under 8 miles, just under 13 kilometers to go. And we'll just sort of call this as it goes, because we are potentially about to see history being made. I saw an interesting interview before the stage from Wout van Aert, who has the speed to win a stage like this, potentially. And he's Belgian, and he actually talked about, obviously Eddie Merckx is now tied with Mark Cavendish. He talked about a little bit of
Belgian love,
about a little, Belgian pride and
protecting it.
And because I was sort of curious if guys would just say, this is too historical, this is too monumental, let's let the guy win. I want to, a lot of guys in this peloton for 50 years, they're going to say, I was there. If you were in the peloton when Merckx broke some record, those guys are still saying I was there. So you wonder if these guys sort of tap the brakes and let the kid break history, make history.
I found that really interesting for you saying that this morning. I missed that interview, but essentially he's trying to protect the honor of the Belgian cycling history right now, which is a huge task to undertake right now, but it's going to be a super exciting race. And I'm watching this right now. I'm getting fired up. I'm nervous for my boy Cav. This stage is, of course, it's a parade in the beginning, but right now it's high stress. Everybody's battling for position. You got the cobblestones. It's a super intense way to finish the Tour de France.
And we have three riders off the front, 17 seconds with 7K to go, which, as you know, George, in this circuit means nothing. I mean, you could almost give them a minute at this point. They go so fast when they start rolling here at the end.
Absolutely nothing. And you're seeing, I'm kind of surprised to see Alpecin right now and Israeli Cycling Academy up there chasing the breakaway down. They have no reason to do that. They can just wait till the final few K to get their guys up there. But, it's the last 12 kilometers of the Tour de France, and I guess they want to put it all out there.
And one thing I missed was that they actually moved the finish line back. I mean, it's been in the same place for as long as I can remember, and it's now another 300 meters into that straightaway, or 300 or 400 meters.
Yeah, I think it's 700 meters from the right turn, which when I let out Cav in 2009, our goal was just to get me to go with 1 kilometer to go right underneath the banner, which I showed Lance a video of this morning, and he was highly uninterested. I had to make him focus on watching it.
I actually thought it would have been a great clip to show on the show. I mean, that was textbook, bro.
Textbook.
And then you told me you had a broken collarbone when you were doing, you're just wrenching on the bars. I was like, damn.
I thought it was interesting with the changed finish, because not only has Cav won numerous times on the Champs-Élysées, but that visualization, like you visualize the finish, and you guys talked about it, how they know it, every inch of that, and then you tweak it for this year. Yep. Do we know why they changed it?
Well, going back to the visualization, it's not only Cav visualizing the finish line. It was, in my case, in 2009, it was me visualizing 1K to go.
Yeah,
that was my race. 1K to go to 500 meters to go. That's all I had to do, and it was in my mind, and knew exactly when I had to go, how I had to go, and what I wanted it to look like. So these guys are doing the same thing. Ballerini, Morikov, they have it in their mind. Morikov wants to probably, which now is going to be a little bit different because the 1K to go mark is a lot closer to that first left-hand bend. Mm-hmm. But still, the idea is the same.
How many stages were you there for, or I should say, how many lead-outs were you a part of that led to stage wins for Cav, which obviously gets us to the point where we are today?
One more than I was with you. Your
8
wins? 8.
8 stage wins.
Wow.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. We haven't talked about that. That's huge.
It's a lot of celebrating.
Yeah, no, it gives me goosebumps watching this stuff. And win or lose today, I mean, what an incredible career. Like I think I mentioned after his first stage win, talking to Cav 2 weeks before the tour, and I'm like, bro, is the tour backing the cards? And he's like, man, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to go. I don't know if I'm ready. And I'm like, bro, you're ready. Let's do this. I mean, it's incredible. He didn't even know that he would be this successful.
Yeah. Today's show also brought to you by Roca. Love this crew down in Austin, Texas, making, I think, the best glasses all the way around, not just the performance glasses, prescription glasses, but just the styling ones. If you're watching the show, like our members are live right now as we're going to call this finish, I'm rocking my new titanium aviators. And I've got as you can see, it's a slightly different outfit today. I've got the tea time. I'm going to be a little late, but that's okay. First things first. George has probably some fancy tennis match planned.
If you just roll, I wish I would have gotten a video of your outfit rolling in. That was like the quintessential Hamptons outfit, by the way. We might have to get a picture of it on your way out.
I'd take the Jizzy to Palm Beach. My tea times this afternoon. Anyways, unbelievably lightweight, the best fit on the market, the best lens, everything about it. And I mean this. I wear them religiously, not just on the bike, off the bike, but also when I'm working and jamming and needing to focus. My reading glasses are the best. The prescription shades, all the way, the whole line, just crushing. And I haven't said this for 3 weeks, but my go-to backpack, like check out the backpacks. And I get a lot of comments on my backpack. They're just innovating across the board. Head on over to Roka, ROKA.com, and enter THEMOVE for 20% off. Also today brought to you by Dry Farm Wines. We learned a lot about Dry Farm Wines when we had our dinner over at the house, and it was a complete tutorial on not just wine, but the history of wine, what goes into wine, and how Dry Farm has come along and completely reinvented this category. And for people that want to focus on, I love the part, there's really two things. If you love wine and you love to work out, Dry Farm is for you. Lower in alcohol, lower in sugar, none of the additives. Apparently in the U.S. alone, there's 72 or 79 approved additives that can go into quote unquote normal wine. This is 100% additive free and lab tested for purity, as well as the happiness promise. That's what you get when you wake up like me, you walk around grounded. It's happiness promise. You don't like it, they'll ship you a bottle that you do like. For our Move listeners, head on over to dryfarmwines.com/TheMove, an extra bottle in your first box. And over there you can subscribe too. It's good. They got a cool program over there.
We're just passing one lap to go. They're hearing the bell ring. All these riders are just, it's a super emotional moment, whether you're finishing in first place overall or you're just finishing the race. No matter what, coming onto the Shams is a huge deal. And, I remember it quite fondly coming in all those times.
And then the break is now at 15 seconds, which means it's effectively over. Yeah. But for these guys, even if, obviously a ton of pressure with Quick Step trying to make history, but everybody else that we see here in the peloton, they're glad. It's like, man, one lap to go. This is a great feeling for everybody in the peloton, because once they finish this lap, then they get to see their friends and family, hug. And then there's the whole atmosphere on the Shams, the podium. Do they still do the parade with all the teams?
That I don't know, but this is interesting right here. We're going to see people trying to disrupt the quick step train. Sorry. And I can't quite. This Ineos trying to disrupt them. You saw Alaphilippe get popped off the front there, but he got right back in fifth position. So he's going to be able to come back and do some more work for Cav there in a second.
Wow, history maybe. What are we? We're 8 minutes from seeing whether or not history is made.
And why you see the peloton right now, for those of you that are watching
all
live,
fanned out.
All fanned out. It's actually slightly uphill there, about 2-3%. Wide road, could be a bit of a headwind. It's very, very difficult to stay together there as a team. So we'll see.
Ooh, Niels Pollitt. Look at Niels Pollitt. Look at the horsepower. And we've touched on this in other years, but it's slightly, and I say slightly because they're not true cobbles, but it's slightly cobbled.
Just uncomfortable enough to where it's hard to keep a good rhythm and stay together there.
Yeah. Today's show also brought to you by Athletic Greens. George and I came across this product and really started focusing on it this year. My good buddy Peter Attia, I've talked to a lot about this product. It is the most comprehensive daily nutritional beverage you can drink. 79 key ingredients. 75 key ingredients, vitamins, minerals, probiotics, superfoods, all in one product. And here's the kicker. They had a great product on the first rev, right? They've reinvented the product 52 times to make sure that it's totally optimized, and we loved optimization over here. For our listeners, a year's free supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. Head on over to athleticgreens.com/TheMove. There's our flow code.
So they just made it around the Arc de Triomphe. They're heading slightly downhill right now. The speeds are going to reach up to 40, 45 miles an hour. Quick Step still looks to be hanging back, but together and in control in a perfect position right now.
What if Greipel spoils the day?
Oh my God, this is the last bike race of his career, and Greipel and Cav, for what it's worth, they've had some serious battles over the years.
I was on the team with both of them at the same time, and for a minute there, they refused to go to the same races together.
Oh wow,
there was definitely a lot of tension between the two, but now you can tell they're good buddies, and they've had a long history together, and they definitely respect each other.
Would he take it from him? I mean, if he was right there, you think he'd let him have it? The last race of his
I don't
career.
think he can take it from him, just from our power and a speed perspective.
Let's just say he's in position.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, there's nobody giving Cav anything today.
Right. Wouldn't Greipel love to go out like
they
that?
all want to win no matter what. Greipel just announced his retirement. What better way than to win basically the Sprinters World Championships. The Champs-Élysées is the Sprinters World Championships.
And we've mentioned all the teams that don't have a win. I mean, they're going to be scrapping.
Yeah, they're still. I mean, the teams now are really realistic. They know that their chances of them winning are super low, but they're still trying. I mean, look at the fight for position here.
Alaphilippe off the back. He's done his job is done for the day. Cav's looking chill. I'm not sure about those glasses. I've said that for a few weeks.
They're growing on me. That was the same way at first as well. I love the camera angle, too, that we'll see in this sprint, which is basically super unique for the sport of cycling. We'll see the camera going right next to these riders. We'll be able to get a sense of how fast they're actually going.
Right.
So it's going to be super fun to watch.
Here they get a look over at the finish line. Yeah, just past it. They're going to come around. You know what else I thought was cool was that little detour through the Louvre.
Yeah, that was cool coming in.
I've never seen that before.
Absolutely.
What is EF doing on the front?
Somebody's feeling good.
They're gonna, once they get under this tunnel, it's full gas.
I mean, it's got to be a thrill for every rider just to be in the front, facing the wind on the Champs-Élysées. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is like I said, these guys are first or last place right now. It's a huge accomplishment to finish the Tour de France. We saw all these guys crashing, getting sick. More than 50 or 60 riders had dropped out of the race. These are some of the best cyclists in the entire world. Just getting there is no small task.
And I may or may not have a split screen here with the Open Championship on. Colin Morikawa.
Bro, we're about to watch history.
What's this train on the other side of the road, George?
We hope. They're trying. Like I mentioned, everybody's trying to disrupt the Quick Step train. They're going to stay calm. They're going to stay together, and they know that they can make a big move as long as they're together in the last 1,500 meters.
And this just hammers home the point you just made, George. I mean, you have Cofidis on the front right now. Like, you never see them on the front at this point of a sprint finish. These guys, everybody's racing. Nobody's going to lay down and say, okay, go ahead, Mark. We'll all sit up. You go make history. Here's this left bender before they go into the tunnel.
So this is a long stretch heading down to your favorite place, Lance, the Crillon. Mm-hmm. They'll be passing that on the right side, which I remember fondly coming in there one year with the big Texas flag on the Crillon, one of the most famous hotels
years. Our good friend Philippe Leboeuf was the general manager there.
Yep.
Oh, look at this.
2K to go.
What an iconic shot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to see it. 2.5K. At one point, I'm doing my miles and my kilometers all messed up here.
I kind of like this format. We should have done this the whole tour. I'm fired up. I got goosebumps
hopefully
going.
Hopefully people at home going,
I'm nervous.
They're going, wait a second.
I'm sweaty palms.
Yeah, why didn't we?
It's odd for the people watching the show. They're watching three guys watch TV.
Well,
absolutely.
and who knows how different channels are synced up. I mean, we're watching this on Peacock. You might be watching on your television home. Might be watching on YouTube TV. So there might be a bit of a gap, but you know what?
Here we see Cav slowly creeping back up into the first 6 or 7 guys. Perfect position still, right behind Morikov. Ballerini's right ahead of him. 1K to go. So here's where it's going to get really interesting.
And by the way, George felt like he was being a bad friend by watching. Potentially watching history being made on his iPad.
Yeah, I know. I need a big screen, y'all, for this.
Screen is here's the last one.
I need the big screen. Cav coming around in 7th wheel position.
And there's Wout Van Aert. He's on Wout Van Aert's wheel.
Oh, interesting. You'd think they'd be the other way around.
So about 700 meters to go.
Look at him, little pocket rocket right there. Oh,
Alpecin right.
Interesting to see him. Tunisian leading out Wout Van Aert right now. Good move.
0.4K.
Cav looks good. He looks easy. He's getting a little cracked up the wheel there.
Guy out of the. What is he doing? Get out of the way. Look at this. Look at this.
Like I said,
I know.
Like I said, they're not going to give it to him.
There goes Wout.
Look at the power, Wout Van Aert.
Had to hesitate there for a second.
Look at Wout Van Aert's power. Look at this. He's not going to get it.
He's not going to get it.
Oh no!
He is not going to get. No, hold on.
Wout van Aert
my
gets
goodness.
for the win.
Oh,
Wout van Aert.
He got stuck on his own there.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
This is exactly. So what he said in the pre-race interview was that how great it would be to win 3 different types of stages. He won over the Ventoux, which we could already look at this.
He's an animal.
So he said, win a mountain stage, win a time trial, and win a sprint, which he hasn't done yet. And he just defends Belgian honor.
Guys, that was unbelievable. Actually, kind of a screw up by Markov and Ballerini. They left Cav alone in the last 500 meters. Cav, you could see he had the power to go, but he had no room because he was on his own.
I'm wow. Wow.
No disappointment. A little bit of shock, but 4 stage wins in the Tour de France, tied to the history. At the same time, Wout van Aert defended the Belgian cycling history as well. That was kind of exciting. A little bit disappointing for me personally, but very exciting.
Incredible.
Yeah. And it's just going to, and we can elaborate on this on the show. It's just going to lead into this discussion of what now, right? Can he so much in the future or in terms of decision making for Mark Cavendish and for his team? Does he stay there? We've all agreed that's the best place for him to stay. Man, just so many points along the way for him. If you're just talking about him simply breaking the record.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have
that part of me feels like a lot of the air in that balloon just went out.
Somebody's gonna have to pony up that paper because he basically was or is on minimum wage this year, and just tied to the history books. He needs to. There's gonna be a lot of discussions going on where he ends up.
I'll just
Johan just saw the text pop on George's. Johan called this yesterday.
And I was just gonna say,
look at this power.
Wout van Aert from the front like that. Look at that, just like, come on, boys.
But you see, Cav had the speed there. He just had no room,
and he just keeps it going. So, I meant it when I said it 2 days ago that they had to do it that day. As much of as tough as the job was going to be to keep the field together, get it out of the way, don't leave it. It's a great, potential fairy tale ending, but get it out of the way. He would have won easy today. I think that's a mistake. I think he should have done it 2 days ago.
I've heard a lot of criticism on that day. But guys, we can't forget these guys aren't machines. They're 3 weeks into the Tour de France. It was a 220 or 210 kilometer stage.
You're about to break or make history and break a historical record. You are a these.
I get it. But you have 15 teams that haven't won a stage, and you saw how aggressive they raced. There's 20 guys away. Yes, they could have perhaps jumped in some of those moves. Things could have been done differently, but.
Look at that. We haven't even talked about Pogacar.
I know. I'm just kind of trying to calm down here.
Listen, in terms of storylines for this tour, the Mark Cavendish story is bigger than the Tadej Pogacar story. He won easy. He's at the form of his life. He's going to win potentially many, many more of these. This is the story.
We needed a shot of Eddie on that after Wout crossed the finish line. I wonder what his reaction was.
Just put it all together, right? You had what Wout van Aert said at the start of the stage, that it would be cool to win 3 different types of stages. It would be cool to sort of defend Belgian history and all of its that we know about it. But in the time trial, which he won yesterday, who was in his follow car? Eddie Merckx.
Yep.
So these guys are. I'll tell you, the Eddie Merckx there is a part of Eddie Merckx. Because if they showed him, he's smiling.
Yeah. Another thing we're not mentioning too. What about Jumbo Visma? What started to look like a disaster tour for them ended up being an incredible tour. Second place in the overall, 4 stage wins. Sepp Kuss wins the stage. They had basically a fairy tale Tour de France.
And we're going to leave this tour with only 8 teams winning stages. So that's 15 teams going to make this lap around the Champs-Élysées going, well, that sucked.
Yeah, we said on the show yesterday with Johan that Eddie and Wout would be sipping champagne together tonight.
I think that's right. I really do. I do. We've got an interesting email from a listener, and I think you got to believe these. These people do amazing homework. Here's the stage winners in the Tour de France from 2020 and 2021 combined by country. Slovenia has 9 wins. Belgium has 6. Great Britain 4. France 3. Australia, Ireland, Colombia, Denmark, and Germany 2. A bunch of countries have 1. Spain and Italy, 0 stage wins in the last 2 years.
Wow. And add 1 to the Belgians because he sent that before today.
You're right. So now they're 7. They're still in second. 7 wins.
Wow.
Special shout out too, as I scroll down the group text here, JB Hager at the top of Independence Pass yesterday. The last 45 minutes in the piss and rain.
Yeah, the last
hour.
2,000 feet
Yeah.
were and on the way down.
43
Piss and
degrees in the rain. Look at you up there, dog. 12,095 feet.
It would have been fun, not
That
for
was-
the rain and 43 degrees.
Boomstick.
That's a boomstick move.
That's a boomstick.
I'm just trying to see what Wout says in his interview here.
Man.
I mean, guys, he won Mount Ventoux and on the Champs-Élysées. We've never seen something like that in
And
the
the time
history of
trial.
sport.
2 stage wins in a row, by the way.
Yep.
Man, what an amazing move. Today's show also brought to you by Helix. This is, I know George and I this is our mattress. We sleep in at home. I can partially blame the folks at Helix for this embarrassing audio clip that George played the other day of me snoring like an absolute bear. It's very rare that I get embarrassed and turn red on this show, but Helix, it's your fault. I'm sleeping too good. I went on your website. I took the 2-minute quiz. I described all of my sleep patterns, all of my sleep characteristics. I left out the snoring part, but you sent the most amazing mattress that I've ever had. By the way, don't believe me. GQ magazine and Wired magazine named it the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020. Head on over to helixsleep.com/themove, take the 2-minute quiz, and you'll get your fully customized mattress with a 10-year warranty. And right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/themove.
So the average speed for Wout van Aert in the last 500 meters was 66 kilometers an hour.
That's 40 miles an hour.
I mean, think about that.
I'm not 100% sure if Cav had a clean line, he'd have made it around him. What do you think?
I think so, but I mean, that's sprinting. You got to have a clear line. He had to have his team, Morikov and Ballerini, with him. Mike Tunisa gave Wout van Aert the perfect, absolute textbook lead out. And I mean, look, he took the bull by the horns and won.
What do you think? I mean, the was it Phillipsen there that was?
That was Phillipsen, yeah.
Yeah, Wild should buy him a drink.
Cav never got the wheel. You saw them just trading elbows there. And to your point, I mean, these guys, they look over and they're like, oh, you're trying to make history? I don't care.
Well, we said that from the beginning.
Refused to stand down.
We said that from the beginning that they weren't going to give it to him, and we saw it. I mean, there was some serious elbows going on there.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
I did not see that coming.
And another thing he said in his interview was that he's heading out tonight to Tokyo, Wout van Aert. So imagine that. Just 2 stage wins in a row, no time to celebrate, straight to the Olympics.
You have to, because I tell you what, that jet lag to Japan is an ass.
I laughed at it when he was doing that interview. He threw in that it was a business class ticket.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, what he just did for the country of Belgium, he should be getting that jizzy to Tokyo.
Right? Somebody
in Belgium should be sending that jizzy.
Belgian jizzy nonstop to Tokyo. He'll be a factor in both the time trial and the road race.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Here we have the I moved the
You
computer,
have because you moved.
Yeah.
And we don't get
Well, I
to
got
see
yelled at by Higgs. It was kind of in the way, but the team, obviously the Team UAE, which we talked about a lot in the beginning, where we were questioning the strength of the team. But you know what? These guys were rock stars throughout. They were always there. We rarely saw Pogacar alone, and they really stepped it up this year in terms of how they were last year. So incredible ride for the whole UAE team.
Speaking of things not going as planned on our ride yesterday, and George posted some stuff on his socials. You know, I know he went out and burned the candle at both ends the night before, but you know, being the guy that's normally the brunt of this punishment, I said, you know what, fuck it. I absolutely destroyed this guy on the ride yesterday. It was.
You did.
It was a thing of beauty. I was actually, when I got home, I was knackered.
I was dead. I got a little nap in after that ride.
Yeah, you did. And your wife has yet to send me any audio clips of you snoring. Such a bummer. Today's show also brought to you by Wahoo. We talked about them a few times here on the show, and I've gotten a lot of questions about this watch I've been wearing. This is the new Wahoo Rival. GPS sports watch. They also make the Kicker Smart Trainer, the Speedplay pedals. That's recent that they've acquired Speedplay. I've been on Speedplays for a little over a decade. Kind of a game changer for me as I get older and things start to hurt. The hips, the low back, the Speedplay pedals been really awesome for me. They very rarely offer discounts, but I want y'all to listen loud and clear here. Starting tomorrow at 12 Eastern for 48 hours, a special sale that they rarely do. 10% off all Kicker Smart Trainers, 20% off all RPM speed and cadence cycling sensors, 20% off all ticker heart rate monitors, which, by the way, you see a lot of the Ineos team wearing them, surprisingly, when they have a deal with a separate company. 20% off this watch, 20% off all Speedplay pedals, and 10% off the Kicker bike. And Wahoo also owns Sufferfest, not to be confused with that little thing that had George all messed up yesterday, because that was a Sufferfest for you. Designed by world-class sports scientists, the Sufferfest combines personalized cycling workouts with yoga, mental and strength training to help all of you reach your potential as an athlete and make your performance next level, all in one app. Head on over to wahoofitness.com.
All right, I think this is the portion of the show where we move on to some awards we've named.
We're mixing everything up. We called the race, live at the end, and then we decided to pull up some awards. And if you're watching the show, this will be easier to follow. But you've got a picture of Ben O'Connor, and at the bottom, because at the beginning of the tour, we're like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
We say, he gets the award, the I don't think we have information on him award.
Yeah, everybody was like, who is this kid?
Fast forward 3 weeks, he's one step off the podium, finishes fourth. Amazing result. And without that bad day on Ventoux, he might have been standing on the podium.
Yeah.
This is a good one. So you got Niels Pollitt and golly, help me, George. Conrad.
Yep.
This
Conrad.
is Peter Sagan exits the tour. Let's make a new plan award.
We make party without Peter.
Yeah. Here's the best sponsor return on investment award. You have, I love these pictures, and there's been these new rules in cycling about you can't throw your bottles away. And this shot, I think, really personifies why the throwing of the bottle. This obviously is Matthew Vanderpool handing a bottle to a young fan, but just people love getting. I mean, if you throw a bottle, hand a bottle, they keep them forever.
Yeah,
it's a memory they'll never let go of.
Another thing I wanted to point. Can you go back to that slide, Higgs? That I wanted to point out with this is this is not even a Pro Tour team, and the budgets of Pro Tour teams we're talking range from about 17 million to Ineos's 50 million, and I'm guessing that these guys are on the super lower end of that. And what a tour they came away with: 2 or 3 stage wins, yellow jersey for several days. Definitely, without a doubt, the best sponsor return on investment.
And we'll see Matthew Vanderpool in the Olympics in not just the road race, but the mountain bike race. This can be fun.
I thought he wasn't doing the road race.
Is he not?
I don't think so.
You know a lot more than me.
I don't think he's doing the road race.
And here's the best home cooking award. It goes to Sepp Kuss, who wins, although he is from Durango, Colorado. He lives full-time during the season in Andorra and wins the stage in Andorra. Gets to go home. Had his family on the side of the road, had a home-cooked meal. So he gets the best home cooking award.
Absolutely. That was probably one of my favorite stages of the tour, watching Sepp win. Like you said, just from down the road in Durango, Colorado. Great for American cycling, inspiring young cyclists all over the country.
Then the Ride of the Tour award.
And if you're watching, this is a photo of Wout van Aert on Mont Ventoux. I'd argue that it with the slide should be different. I would still give him the Ride of the Tour award.
Could have been today.
That stage today.
Yeah, we need to split that photo up into 3 different slides.
Hard to. This guy. What a badass.
Yep.
Ride of the Tour, no doubt. I'm torn, either Ventoux or today. And here's Jonas Vingergaard from slinging fish to finishing second in the Tour. And, of course, his team leader went home, Primoz Roglic. And he gets the award for, I can lead this team.
Yeah.
And he did. And with a small team, like you pointed out.
And I asked one of my insiders what they thought about, who's going to lead this team next year. Is it going to be Primoz or going to be Jonas? And his opinion is they're going split it between the both of them, sort of what like Ineos did this year. And Jonas is obviously the younger guy of the future, but Primoz, like we keep mentioning, came to cycling really late, and I don't think we've seen the last of Primoz.
I hope not. I'm a huge fan of his, and hopefully they don't. When you say split it up, that doesn't mean send one to the Giro or one to the Vuelta and let one focus on the Tour. No,
I think both of them go to the Tour.
Yeah, these other races are no. Mm-mm.
Let the mountains decide who's the strongest.
And here's the sponsor would like a word with us award, and this is a graphic of Team Ineos. You know, the interesting thing, I actually think that the title sponsor there, this guy Jim Ratcliffe, is a pretty patient guy. I think he's gotten a lot of bang for his buck. But yeah, if a lot of these other sponsors, they'd be having lots of words.
Carapaz is leaving happy.
Carapaz.
He's been on the podium all 3 Grand Tours, which isn't horrible. But the rest of them
looks like we had a special guest join the set. Toby the dog is here. Surprised he's not barking. He barks all the time. The Move of the Tour Award. This is we got a lot of notes about this because of, if you go back to 2001 and that photo of Jan and myself and me turning around and what many considered to be me sort of staring down Jan. Here you have Pogacar, what it looks to be staring down Carapaz, basically saying, "You coming or not?"
See ya.
Seeing the douches. That was the move of the Tour. Seeing the douches move. They had bad weather that day. It was a super hard stage, and he just rode away from the favorites of the Tour that day.
Yeah. And the story. This is despite not winning today,
we're still giving him.
The story of the 2021 Tour Award definitely goes to Mark Cavendish. And his team?
Nope. And right next to you on the floor, we decided the Boomstick Award. Can't forget that.
We forget the Boomstick. We give Cav the Boomstick of the Tour, the story of the year.
It's one of the greatest comebacks in sports.
I mean, it's you just can't say enough. I wanted it to happen, and I'm worried that it won't. And I don't. Whatever. Nobody wants to hear me be negative, and I don't want to be negative. But I wanted to see him win today.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's for those at home that just watch TV and he might catch some of this, but he's a total sweetheart. Like the kid he's you know what he is? He's boyish. Like when you're around him, he's just kind of. He's just saying goofy and simple and fun-loving and
super emotional.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people criticized him from that video the other day, but that's Cav, man. He's all in, all emotional. He wants everything to be perfect, and he wants everybody around him to be perfect, much like yourself back in the day. And, you know, you're allowed to have one little breakdown after 3 weeks of all that hard work.
Yeah. Yeah, the nerves were real.
We do need to touch on the segment.
Well, there's been a lot of activity. Yesterday was the last day. Apparently, we had 40 plus participants, which is a lot for this part of the world.
I have one more award though. We forgot.
Oh no!
We had one more award. We're going for the.
Oh yeah,
the best look of the '80s award. Right here, we got our man. We can't leave you. We can't leave this tour without you getting an award, Mr. LA.
Rollerblades.
I mean, look at that hair.
No, I'm sorry, turbo blades.
How you doing? This is like, how you doing?
This is another moment where I might have to cover my face. What time is my tea time? It's pretty soon. I think I'll let you guys wrap this up.
Here you are, sir.
By the way, where
this has been on my desk the whole Tour de France.
Where do you find this shit? Is Hanson? Are you, honey? Okay, this is first of all the voice, the recording of me snoring, then pulling. Where do you find this? This is not. And I think I got like $200 for doing that shoot. I was like, hell yeah, I'll do this shoot and get my hair going.
And you got some free rollerblades out of it.
And look at the hair now. That's just how far they fall. Oh fuck. Oh well.
So those following the Strava segment, the Outside Plus segment, it's going to take. We're going to do a show next week.
Yep.
To announce the winners. There's some times to go through and verify the participants and make sure they're all official.
We can announce the unofficial winners today. There's been, and I guess to be expected, there's a lot of money on the line. We were very clear that this was open to people who had not been professionals. And so, wow, what a shakeup as I just glance at the leaderboard. We got to go through and verify this stuff. And a big thanks to Strava for helping us essentially be the stopwatch behind this entire program wouldn't have been possible without them empowering the whole thing.
So what happens? I got my boy Brooks Winke he's basically my neighbor in Greenville, has tied for first place in the men's U23. What do we do there?
Well, you better go home and make them do it again.
They can't.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if there's a tie, I don't know how we do it if there's a tie.
Well, we're going to go back to our commissars and have them figure this out. And in next week's episode, we'll declare the winners.
Yeah. Well, let's see the slide again. I want to talk about the winners. So this is new. Eric Levinson. How about this guy waiting till the very end, drops a 14:15 on this field. 22 seconds ahead of our equities trader, David Talbot.
And the under 23 women showed up. That's cool.
And their team. Wait, Eric Levinson and David Talbot are teammates.
Oh, so they're splitting a big old pot there.
Well, Jill Patterson wins by 22 seconds over Madison Maloney. Tyler Miranda and Brooks Winke tie 15:34.
So Brooks was actually here in Aspen the first week of the tour, getting ready for the mountain bike national championships.
You know what? I got a suggestion.
What's that?
Pull-up contest.
to decide the time.
Yes. Go back. Sorry, one more time. Go back, Higgs. One more time. So, and in the women's U23, Nina Machina wins by 50 seconds or so over Ava Cherry. Thanks to all the U23 women for showing up. We had to kind of nudge you a little bit, but what a cool thing. In the middle of nowhere, people going out there and people going out to support. And from what we understand, the atmosphere on the climb was insane. Thanks to Outside Plus. Boy, they're on a mission to reinvent this whole category for how we consume content in the outdoor space. And thanks to the feed also for taking care of the leaderboard.
And I got to echo that statement. Thanks to Outside Plus, the feed, and I just can't wait to where we go in the Southeast next year for the next WEDÖ segment. Is that not the case, or what?
I don't know. Again, the segment show will be next Sunday.
Is it next Sunday? Yeah.
And
George is deciding where he is, what fancy part of the world he's going to be in, but we'll track him down.
And while we're doing thanks, we've got a lot of people to thank for pulling this off.
God, that's right.
Start with Dave Bolch.
Yeah, Dave Bolch back in the control room.
Builds the set, sets up all the cameras, doing all the live switching. Mark Higgins pulling everything together with the slides, the emails, all day.
Keeping us on
sun
track.
Up to sundown.
Keeping us on track.
Tiffany Cook, thank you.
Right here in front of us.
All the socials.
Thanks,
and
Tiff.
many, many other things. Jack Higgins, our intern, who crushed it.
Back there.
Luke, our other intern, the first half.
Yep.
And Ashish Patel, who gets all the technology online. We would not be able to do it. Anna, thank you for letting us invade your home. Breakfast, lunch, and a few dinners.
Yep.
Alan for our voiceovers in French.
Alana Zizi.
Shirley Temple, no, that's her real name, for all the great meals the whole time. We love her. And our special guests that we had this year, Dia from Ventum, Todd from Dry Farm Wines, and Rob from Element.
And Lars Finnegar. Special shout out to Lars. He was actually on site at the segment challenge out there a couple of days ago. Big shout out to Lars.
Nice video too.
Yeah, he did a great job. Lars is passionate. That's the thing about it. And Lars is on a lot of stuff for us. But what? And I'm going to leave the part out where Tiff just said that he beat both of us up the segment.
Did he?
Yeah, I've ridden with Lars. I usually can kick his ass. Why is he beating me? Well, I mean, why is he beating George is a better question.
Because I had to ride with you,
that's
maybe?
True. You made me fly to Mars anyway. But hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. And exciting tour. Started out with a bang, crashes and just messes everywhere. And, a bunch of people didn't make it to the finish line, but some did. And Tadej Pogacar's just, we said it in I just want to throw this in. We said in one of the happy hours, what's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 or 4 years is you're going to have a lot of these young kids come together. Tadej Pogacar, Egan Bernal, Evenepoel, Pidcock, it's Vingegaard. We are, if you like watching people duke it out for the yellow jersey, you're in luck for the next 5 years.
Think about this: if he ties the 5 or your record of 7, he's still going to be about the same age as your first Tour de France win.
Oh my gosh,
which is mind-boggling.
That is mind-boggling.
There will be a follow-up show to this with Johan. Special thanks to him for all the intel he gives us throughout the tour as well. We'll be doing that, and the La Movida crew crushing it. Mm-hmm. Great, successful year.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you. Well, we'll see you talking about the tour in 49 weeks from now, but we'll see you talking about the Vuelta and about the Olympics in a matter of weeks. Yep. Thanks, everybody.